Alrighty, what is up, guys? It has been a minute since I've done a video and posted this on YouTube. But I'm back. I'm gonna be doing these a little bit more often. So, drop a follow. I'll do a weekly. I'll try and get weekly videos posted. Just kind of going over what I'm watching, my watch list, maybe some trade recaps, just different types of stuff. So, definitely gonna be starting to do this more often. But for today's video, I'm gonna be doing a market kind of just scan, looking at stocks and kind of going over my watch list for the week, and just going over the overall market. So first thing is first, right? We're looking at the S&P here. Still very bullish on S&P, on the Qs, and just the overall market. Right, we have a lot of news catalysts this week, so definitely going to be a lower volume cut type of few days here, right? With only the Jolt's job openings tomorrow at around 9 a.m., which could do a little bit of impacting on the market, but the big day is going to be on Wednesday with the Fed interest rate decision and FOMC. So those are going to be the two basically news catalysts this week, but Wednesday is the big one. This is going to make a lot of volume come in to the market. So I do think it chops around for the first 2 days, which obviously today it kind of already did that, right? We had low volume on the pullback here. We were extended on the markets overall wise, on the S&P and Qs, where you can see today, from Friday, you can see we're kind of extended, and then today, low volume pullback right to the 9 moving average and getting bought back up towards the end of the day. So, yeah, so those are the two kind of moves that we saw on the indexes. Qs similar to S&P, and then IWM, right? This is kind of the main focus for me is going to be on IWM, just because of this huge monthly chart, right? You can see where from last month's candle closure, this huge hammer on the monthly chart. This looks super bullish, and with interest rates potentially coming down, I do think this is the big opportunity here is in the small caps and IWM. So definitely going to be having our eyes on this. I do think this one's a little bit more extended here. Still, I do think it maybe needs an extra day or two, and obviously this will probably end up setting up for FOMC day. So tomorrow, wouldn't expect this to make any moves tomorrow, and not for the beginning part of Wednesday until like 1 o'clock, I think is when the FOMC meeting is. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna be watching for the overall market. So don't be surprised if you see another like low volume choppy day tomorrow. What else am I looking at? So Bitcoin, still super weak on Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin hasn't really, this one's kind of been the weaker side of the market. It's just been Bitcoin and crypto overall. We're kind of just coiled up right up into this $92,000 resistance level. It is a key level because you can see a lot of these red lines are basically like my support and resistances. But yeah, you can see, right, we're basically right under what used to be some big support level, which sucked that we got below it. But as long as we don't really start selling off this bear flag here, I do think we can at least maybe get back above this $90,000 level, and then that would be the move, or the spark to get that move back to 100. But yeah, so far, right, we're basically from this January kind of $90,000 support, right? That support there, we're basically right under it. So as long as we don't sell off, because that sell off here, if we sell off on Bitcoin, it's not going to be any support down until like 75,000. So as long as it doesn't start selling off here, I don't think we see any lower on Bitcoin. But just based off what I see here, it is still weak, right? Moving averages are still flipped to bearish, right? Bearish kind of bias. But yeah, so that's what I see on Bitcoin. So I'm not really gonna have my focus on that yet, or on crypto. But yeah, so going into the stocks that I'm watching for the week, I do have a lot of stuff on my chart, or on my list here. So just gonna go over a few. I'm not gonna really go over a lot of them. But the main ones I do really like tomorrow or in the next few days is gonna be on EOSE. So I did take, you can see I put this in my position, even though I didn't alert this in my Discord. I did take a literal, like, super small position, like within 2 minutes until the close, just because, and I'll show you in a second why. But I took this, and it's still, I mean, I'm still gonna end up adding into this if it does break out tomorrow, which it still hasn't triggered my breakout level, but if it does tomorrow, I'll add like a full position on this. But I really do like this chart here. This is the daily chart. If you look at the weekly chart, similar, right? I mean, just really nice. Has made a huge run up, and I still think this has a lot of room to the upside, right? I mean, on stage one breakouts like this, I mean, you don't really see it come down until it gets back to these, you know, those previous all-time highs, really. So I mean, this has room all the way to 30, especially at least the 20s, right? I mean, this was almost, I think this almost hit 20 here at like 19.9, but I think the 20s is a clear spot this can get to pretty quickly. And I do really like this daily chart as well. So yeah, you can see it broke out of this wedge here on Thursday, printed a nice little low volume inside day on Friday. And then today, you can see here on the daily chart today that it came down, it kind of swept the lows here and finished green, right? So we had a red to green close, which is super bullish. And it really just tapped the 9 moving average here and just basically broke back out. And it was breaking out towards the end of the day today. That's why I took it so like late. You can see the last hour. It was really like the last 20 minutes it started breaking out here. So that's the reason why I took just a jab at it, just in case this did end up just somehow gapping up crazy and I ended up missing my position or missing my entry level. So that's the only reason I didn't alert it, just because it was pretty quick. I mean, I entered with like 2 minutes left, and there's just no way I could have alerted it quick from here and then typing it. So ended up not saying anything. But if I do take it tomorrow again on my full position, I'll alert that. But you can see, right? I mean, this is clearly a really good setup, and it looks like it wants higher. So kind of just the reason I took that. As long as it breaks out of this flag here, I do expect the at least $19 level to get to my target, right? That'll be my first target. Actually, no, that would be my second target. I'll probably look at ending or taking this at around 1735 would be my first target. So those are my 2 targets on EOSE. And then as for my other watch list, I really do like CIFR, and you can already see my 3 target points here as well. So as long as it can break out over 20, I did take a loss on this today, which I'll explain in a second. So 20 was my entry level, and 21 was my take profit 1, 22 is my take profit 2, and then 25 would be that final take profit there. But you can see, right, I took this today, which I took a very light size because I knew it was probably not the best day to trade today, just with so much news happening like Tuesday, Wednesday, which is probably not a smart idea to take any trades. But I did take a light size, so not really too mad about it, and I would take this 1,000 out of 1,000 times. So you can see, right, 20 was that level here, and we started breaking out over here at 850, so kind of towards the middle or the beginning of the day. And right, a lot of volume came in and immediately just sells off. Our stop loss was at low of day, quickly got, you know, hit at low of day here within like 15 minutes, so stopped me out really good. But you can see the rest of the day just basically chopped around inside, you know, a $2 range, not even $1 range. So this was very strong because the market was overall just grinding lower. So you can see, you can basically tell on days like this when you can see a lot of strong stocks and a lot of weak stocks, right? So this was compared to the rest of the market, this was super strong and held up really well. So I'm going to be watching this still for tomorrow. And then my other watch list stocks are going to be, I'm going to add this one. I think Wolf is probably a better setup. Actually, no, I think Joby is a better setup. So I think Joby might be the second best, besides EOSE. This one probably the second or third best stock to watch for tomorrow. Similar to a lot of my setups, I'm going to be watching just nice little wedge here, breaks out Friday or Thursday, low volume Friday, inside day, and similar to EOSE, right? Printed a nice red to green close, tapped on the moving averages, gets bought up, and we're now flagging similar to AOSE. So as long as this breaks out over 1567, I do like 1643 and then 17 and then 18 as my targets. And then wolf, right, similar to CIFR, right, breaks out of the wedge, comes down, consolidates, sets up again, right, in a smaller flag. And as long as this can break out over 1530, I do like this for a 1615. Change this color. 1615 would be my first target, and then 17 would be my second target. I don't think I've ever traded this option stock and options before, but we'll see. I don't know how this thing trades in general, so I guess we'll just kind of do like a trial and error to see how it is. But I do think these have enough kind of liquidity in the option, so I think we'll be okay with this. My third watch or fourth watch is gonna be on Nvidia, which I think is already, unfortunately, yeah, it's up to 189 now in the aftermarket. So this thing already kind of broke out. The breakout level is around 185, which you can see it actually started to do that today. I think it's on some news. What was the news again? Something about exporting to China. So I think US is allowing exports to China on some like Nvidia chips or something. So that's what kind of sparked this big move here. And I'll show you on the 5 minute or 15. On the 15 minute, you can see like towards the middle of the day, just like ripped up at 185. So that 185 was my initial target here for entry. You can see in the first like hour, it rejected that spot and sold off. So no reason to take this. And then obviously middle of the day, ends up ripping on some news, sells off. And then again, aftermarket, I think some news came out again about it, and it rips back over to like 190, touches as high as 191. So this thing was already breaking out here, which probably looks like we're gonna miss this first breakout here, unfortunately, but still gonna be watching this in case this does want to end up coming back and at least retesting it maybe. But it looks like it's gonna open up around 190, and yeah, already be the breakout, because our breakout's at 185, so we're not gonna chase this on this big breakout. So but I'm still gonna be watching this. I still think this looks good on like the monthly and the weekly chart here for higher. So yeah, so I'm gonna be watching this probably in the next few weeks or whatever. And then HUT as well. This one hasn't broken out yet, so this one's similar to CIFR and Wolf. But I actually don't know exactly what this company does. I mean, I really don't care to. I just like the chart, to be honest. But yeah, this is setting up similar. Hasn't really broken out yet, but I do think if this breaks out, we can at least see 45, right? 45 would kind of be that first target here, first target of resistance that we will have to probably take some profits on if it breaks out, potentially an area where it can reject off of. So I probably would like to only take this if it gets above 45, to be honest with you. This probably will be my my entry point, but I don't know, we'll see. I'm still on the fence with this one. I think I've traded this a couple times and it actually sucks, but I don't know. Maybe I'll potentially like watch this one. I don't know if I'm gonna take this one, but it still looks really good. So yeah, I mean, this one has a lot of room to the upside too as well. So I mean, you can get a move through 45 to then 48 and then to 55. So it's a big move you can have here. It might even be more worth it taking like shares, but because you can catch a nice like 20% move. Yeah. So yeah, HUT will be another one I'm watching. I don't know if I'll trade this one, but it's still a really good setup. What else am I watching? So Target is actually a really good chart to look at, but I don't know if I'm gonna trade this. But you can see a lot of these, I mean, honestly, a lot of these retail stocks have been going kind of crazy the last few weeks, right? Obviously, towards the season, you know, you get a lot of these like retail stocks kind of making some nice moves. I think like, I mean, what's another like Target? What do you have? Like Lululemon, like stuff like that. I mean, it kind of like broke out and then failed today. What else do you have? Target. I actually don't know. Let me see. Can't think of it. Retail. Let's see what kind of stocks have been going crazy on this little sector. So Costco, Lowe's. I know Lowe's have been doing good. All right, let's just go in here. I think Lowe's have been doing good. Yeah, I mean, it broke out. It's been moving up higher. What else we have? Carvana hit a huge day today. Ross. I mean, I've never seen that. I didn't know that had a stock. What was it? Oh, Rost. I mean, yeah, I mean, they've all been just, I think it's a hit or miss. I mean, Ulta I saw had a big move over the last few weeks. I had a really good earnings too. So, I don't know. I like Target just because of kind of the seasonality type of thing. But, yeah, I mean, it is breaking out here. It did start breaking out today. Had a huge hammer candle off the moving average here. But, yeah, I mean, honestly, it's good trade as long as it stays above 93. I think we see a breakout to 97. I mean, there's a lot of room to at least 97, then like 99 or something. But yeah, I'm gonna keep this one on watch as well. I'll probably put that on the bottom of my list. I don't know why I have Microsoft on here. Delete that. I do like ION NQ. This is actually another really good setup. I think this is honestly setting up kind of soon. I mean, I think you can take this within the next few days. I just really like the monthly chart and the weekly chart. I think it's the weekly chart I like. Yeah, so this weekly chart looks so good. We had that huge, big spot here at all-time highs back in like December, January, all-time highs here. We break through it, we get retested. It looks like it wanted to sell back down into that range, gets bought back up pretty quickly. I think the monthly did not close above it, but it's still getting above it now. I think this is like setting up like a nice little wedge here. If we could break out from this wedge here, I do think it sets back up to get back to the 80s and then potentially get to like the hundreds eventually in the near future. But I mean, this looks really good. If this can get above like 55, I'll potentially look at taking this. Lemonade's a really good setup. The monthly looks really good. I think the weekly looks good too. Yeah, so the weekly looks actually really good. So this one's setting up as well. If this can break out over like 80, 81 will probably be the best time to take this. That would be kind of the breakout there. So around like 80. So like 81 would be the good little breakout spot to take it. What else we have? NEM, Newmont Corporations. This one's setting up. This wanted to break out on Friday, ends up selling off, printing a nasty candle. But I mean, as long as this can stay in this little range here, set up in this flag, I do think if we get above 92, this gets the move to 98, 93, and then 98. Would be my two targets on that. MP, I think MP is decent looking. Okay, this one looks pretty good. I remember watching this one. So TWLO, Twilio, something like that. This one's setting up. I think this monthly chart was just phenomenal. I mean, just huge moves. Yeah. So this monthly chart was insane. Not gonna lie. So we're like basically set up exactly to the. Let me do it like this. Super similar to like back in, what was this, September of 2019. So I mean, this is setting up exactly how it looked like back in 2019. If this can get above 155, I mean, it's setting up already for a flag. You can take this and target 155, but the real big breakout here is 155, because you can see once it broke 155, I mean, this thing did not stop till 400. So this is probably a rate sensitive as well. I think this is a low cap technically. So yeah, as long as the IWM and the interest rates start coming down, I do think this kind of ignites this to get back to these these highs again eventually. So this is looking good for a potentially a longer term trade, or you can take some shares on this, or honestly just trade this and target 151. So I like this one. I like NBIS as well. This is actually a really good setup on the weekly chart. You can see it's kind of retested this previous all-time high breakout at around 82, and has been basically buying it up here. I like this as well. If this can get above 102, so 102 is when I'll like taking this. Reddit, this one already broke out. Missed this trade last week. I remember that. Twice, actually. I missed this trade twice. That actually pissed me off. Freaking Reddit, bro. Oh, A-Lab. This is a really good setup. So this is already starting to break out here. Yeah, I mean, this is a huge wedge here. We had that huge sell-off on, like, Tuesday. Yeah, huge sell-off. Like, it looked like it was breaking out. Completely failed breakout. Comes all the way down. Huge volume on that. And then now we're just buying it. We're buying that entire candle up here. So if we can get above this Thursday or Tuesday's candle, I mean, that would put a lot of sellers underwater there. This would look like a big breakout here. Unity's breaking out here. This was a good monthly chart here as well. Yeah. I think the weekly was good too. Oh yeah, the weekly chart was insane. Wow. So this one's already starting to break out. We'll probably look at trying to buy some dips on this. RKLB is a good setup. QBT. Okay, so this is another one I'm going to be watching. I do like this. I think this is keep on watch. Yeah, so this is what I'm going to be watching on QBTS. Maybe watching this $28 level. So right on that $28 level is maybe watching. If we can break out over 28, I do like 31.50. This would be my third take profit there. I mean, honestly, that might be the second take profit. I mean, I don't see much. I don't see many key levels after 31.50. So yeah, I'll be targeting 31.5 and then 38 on QBTS. This is if obviously Quantum needs to get some news behind it or something in order for this to make some big moves here. But yeah, I like QBTS. These are all, I mean, I put these on my like bottom of the watch list because these are just stuff that like a lot of them need to still set up, but I think they look good if they do end up setting up soon. OKLO is another one. This one's similar to a lot of a lot of these setups are super similar. It's just a bunch of just wedges basically breaking back out, right? A lot of these sold off completely from that like 3-week period we had from just basically kind of crashing down or selling off a little bit, and then or basically just breaking back out here. All those stocks that were super strong over those like last 6 months, like OKLO just made a huge run up and then just sold off. Like, let's see how much it sold off from the highs. This thing came down 56%. So this thing came down 56% from the highs in like 3 weeks. So these are all just stocks that just made big moves down over like the last 3 weeks that are starting to break back out here and make big moves to the upside. This one's a good one as well. I mean, you can see this was a huge run up over the last like year, right? We ran up like 200% and then literally sold off from the highs like 60%. So yeah, this one's setting up too as well. Good earnings as well. If this can break back out, I think the weekly chart looks good too. If this can break out of the wedge, I like this, but this is not setting up yet for me. BBAI, that's a good one. But yeah, that's basically all I have on my watch list. I'm pretty sure there's a few more, but I don't think I added them yet. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what I'm going to be watching for the rest of the week. But yeah, the main watches are going to be here. CIFR, Jobby, Wolf, NVIDIA, if it can come down back at 185 and retest that. But if not, then never mind. And then HUT, which will be, actually, I like QBTS better, QBTS better than HUT. So I'll probably just keep that one I'll watch, and then be watching QBTS. So those are my 5 watches there. And obviously EOSC is the position that I'm in, that I'm actually really wanting to get into again, and adding a full position tomorrow or the next day. So yeah, that's it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope that was informative, at least a little bit. If you learned something cool. But yeah, let's bank the rest of the week and the rest of 2025.